Welcome to your deep relaxation practice. My name is Laure and I am delighted to be your guide as you take this time to nurture yourself today. Deep relaxation, also known as Yoga Nidra in Sanskrit, originated in India thousands of years ago, and it translates into yogic sleep or awakened sleep. It is a meditative practice that gradually instills a sense of deep stillness in the physical body, as if it were asleep. However, your mind remains awake, which enables you to tap into different layers of consciousness. It is a process, and I will guide you through each step of the way, but know that if at any point you feel like taking a break, give yourself permission to do that. This is your practice, and as such, you decide what best serves you. And if what serves you is to drift off to sleep, that's okay too. When you feel that the time has come for you to join us back, gently bring your awareness back to my voice, back to my guidance. So in this class series, I combine deep relaxation with sleep. And they are quite complementary, given that deep relaxation is the art of awakened sleep. So in this series, I share with you both knowledge and techniques so that you can enjoy restful sleep. And we use this time together as a practice so that you can become familiar with the techniques. And by doing so, you build the habits, the tools, the reflexes that can come in handy when you need it during the night. And tonight I'd like to offer a theme, which is boundaries, and help you create what I'd call your safe space. If you've taken some of my classes before, you may have heard me say that already, but as we go through our days, we store up a lot of experiences and feelings, whether good or bad, challenging or pleasant. And we seldom have time during the day to pause and process all of that emotional material that arises. So as we get to the end of the day, we tend to have that load of raw material with us. And as we go to bed, we take all of that with us in our sleep. And so it can be a good practice to sort through your day before going to bed and set those boundaries to what matters and what you can let go before going to sleep. I do want to make a note at this point that this is not meant to be bypassing anything that happens in your day or in your life. This isn't good vibes, good thoughts only. It is a matter of giving yourself the space, the room within your mind to process what needs processing. I'll give you a quick practical example. You may have had a difficult conversation with a colleague, your boss, a friend, a family member, and this discussion has impacted you in a specific way. And then maybe that same day or a day later, you have gotten a text message from another person, another colleague, another friend. That text message in and of itself was not a big deal, but because you were already going through that wave of emotion because of this first situation, you took this text in a particular way. And this is all normal. We have that negativity bias in our brain, and that's how we survive. However, it does lead us to bundle things up, rewrite things under a different light. And so building those boundaries within yourself as to what you will take in and what you won't need within that safe space is truly an exercise of self-compassion and benevolence towards yourself. This is what I'm offering today, a path for you to start setting those boundaries and decide what will stay outside, whether temporarily or not, and what you will allow within. in the spirit of giving yourself that restful night of sleep where useful processing can happen. So we are going to start with some movements to visualize that physical representation of your safe space and to put down those limits, those boundaries. So from wherever you are, come to a comfortable seated position. Your legs can be folded in front of you, or you can be seated on your heels. Maybe place a pillow, a cushion under your hips. And then gently bring your arms up above your head. Feel the stretch in your arms. It doesn't have to be a strong reach. Comfortable arm length. And as you can, feel the tips of your fingers. Maybe you can rub them together above your head. Feeling the full length of your arms. From your heart center, which is at the center of your chest cavity, all the way to the tips of your fingers. All that space in between is your space. Notice that length, that distance between your heart center and your fingertips. All of that space is your space. Now gently keep your arms stretched and bring them down in a T shape. And then lower them back down all the way to your sides. Noticing your fingertips and the length of your arms. Bringing your arms back up. All of that space between your heart center and the end of your fingertips is your space in all directions. To the sides, up above you, all the way to the ground. So with your arms overhead now, gently twist your torso towards the right. And there again, lower your arms down into a T shape. And all the way down to your sides. That distance between your heart center and your fingertips, marking your space. Float your arms back up, noticing all of that space around you. This is your space. The space where you decide what is allowed, what can come in, and what stays out. And then when you're ready, come back to center. There again, bring your arms back down. All of that space is your space, your safe space. Bringing your arms back up above your head. Gently twist to the left. There again, noticing that distance between your heart center and the tips of your fingers as you lower your arms down into a T shape and down to your sides. Before reaching back up again with your arms overhead, all of that space, the length of your arms, This is your space, your safe space. And then come back to center. Bring your hands back down one last time, marking your safe space around you. And then come into a child's pose. So you can be seated on a cushion under your hips, or you can be seated on your heels directly. Be mindful of your joints. And if having your head fully down on the ground or on your support does not feel comfortable to you, feel free to place a pillow under your forehead and extend your arms in front of you. One more time, notice the length of your arms. There's no need to stretch too much. A comfortable extension of your arms in front of you. And notice that space between your heart center and the end of your fingers. Everything in that space is your space. And now gently run your fingers toward the right in a semicircle around you. No need to stretch too far, a comfortable reach. And then connect with your heart center again, aware of the distance between your heart center and the tips of your fingers. Creating your space. Space where you decide what comes in, what stays out, with benevolence and compassion towards yourself. When you're ready, run your fingers back to center in child's pose. Taking a few breaths there. Noticing one more time that distance, your space. And then gently run your fingers towards the left in that semicircle. No need to stretch too far, comfortable reach. Connecting with your heart center, aware of the distance between your heart center and the tips of your fingers. Creating your space. Space where you get to decide what is allowed, with benevolence and compassion towards yourself. And at your own pace, run your fingers back again to center in child's pose. Take a few breaths there. And then gently make your way back to a seated position. And if you are seated on a cushion or a pillow, Put it aside and sit directly on your support with your feet in front of you. And you can place your feet flat on your support, on your yoga mat or your sofa, your bed. And then gently make your way back to reclining on your support. And from here, sway your hands over your head. There again, noticing that space between your heart center and the end of your fingers. Creating your space. Feel free to bring your hands back down and back up again and sense that perimeter, that bubble, that pod of your space around you. Your safe space. All of that space around you, up above your head, to the sides. All of that space at arm's length distance is your space, your safe space, where you get to decide what you allow within it. From a place of self-compassion, benevolence, self-care. And when you're ready, rest your hands by your sides. And gently connect to that space around you. Your safe space. And now go ahead and get set for the relaxation portion of class. So if you already have a preferred position, go ahead, get ready with that. Otherwise, I recommend starting in the traditional pose, which is lying on your back. And maybe place a small pillow under your head so that the skin of your skull won't get sore over time. If possible, choose a pillow that isn't too high so that your chin doesn't tuck in, but a pillow that isn't too low so that your chin doesn't point towards the ceiling. Trying to keep your cervical spine in the alignment of the rest of your spine. And then maybe place another bigger pillow or a folded blanket under your knees. This will prevent any cramping, any discomfort in your legs, as well as alleviate some tensions in your low back. And you can choose to have your arms alongside your body, palms facing up for a creative experience if you feel like it today, or palms facing down for a grounding experience if this is more your style for this practice. You can also place your palms on your belly for a soothing experience. In whichever position you choose, maybe throw a light blanket over you or have one near you if you need it later. During deep relaxation, the body temperature drops. Therefore, having a blanket will help you remain warm throughout the class. And feel free to add any other accessory that you deem comfortable. An eye pillow, a certain fragrance, essential oil if you'd like to smell something during this practice. And remember that this is your practice, this is your space, therefore you get to decide. You get to decide what stays and what doesn't. And that is valid for my guidance as well. You're welcome to accept my guidance, but you're also welcome to leave it aside if something I say does not resonate with you. Have the compassion, the benevolence to do what best serves you. Give yourself permission to do what suits you. This is your practice. This is time that you're taking to nurture yourself. So if you are comfortably settled now, reconnect with your body. Feel your body resting on your support. Notice that sense of contact between you and your support. All the points where your body is in contact with what's below you. The pillows, your yoga mat, your couch, your bed, the blankets. And then go back to this bubble, this perimeter, this field of your safe space. Feel it all around you. Stretched arm lengths all around you in all directions. On the sides, up above, down below. That space around you where you decide what's allowed within it. We'll now take 3 deep breaths from that place of compassion, of benevolence towards yourself. So for your first breath, bring to mind the most memorable, significant event of your day, whether it is pleasant or unpleasant. And as you inhale, acknowledge that this event has happened. And as you exhale, decide whether it should remain within your space or if you want it to be blown away by your out-breath. For your second breath, bring to mind another significant event of your day, whether pleasant or not. As you inhale, acknowledge that this event has happened. Allow it to be as it happened. And as you exhale, decide whether to keep it or to let it go with your out-breath. For your third breath, bring everything else of significance that has happened in your day. Everything else that comes up in your mind. As you inhale, allow those events to be for what they were, what they weren't. And as you exhale, allow them to stay or let them fly away with your out-breath. And if there is anything else that seems to be hung up in your mind, go ahead, take a few other deep breaths this way on your own. And when you're ready, let your breath settle back to its natural rhythm. Go back to that sensation of your body lying on your support, surrounded by your safe space. Go ahead and close your eyes if you haven't done so yet. And then call into your safe space your intention for today's practice. An intention, or sankalpa in Sanskrit, is a short message of motivation. It's a message, whether worded or not. It can be an image, a symbol, a feeling instead. And this message is yours. It is fully yours. It is yours to create, yours to nurture, yours to keep. And that's why whichever message you craft today, it has to be a message that you allow fully within your space. So every part of this message should come from that place of self-compassion and benevolence. Your message should be something you agree with 100%, something that helps you grow, that helps your inner self shine its potential to the world, something that resonates deep within you as a motto, a mantra that keeps you going when the practice becomes challenging. And once you've crafted your intention, repeat it 3 times to yourself, connecting to your safe space around you. And then gently let it vanish from your conscious mind. Rest assured that your intention will remain with you. It remains available to you anytime you need it during this practice. I'll now guide you through a body awareness exercise. And today we'll work with a body scan, which is a technique that comes to us from mindfulness meditation. In this exercise, picture your safe space as a bubble, as a pod, as a field, an invisible limit, slowly building up over your body. And become aware of your body as that space grows. Your awareness flowing into your body at the same pace as your safe space builds up around you. So starting at your toes, visualize the boundaries of your safe space, steadily growing a protective shell, a bubble, a pod, a field, a perimeter around you as you flow your awareness into your toes. Into your feet, your safe bubble, shell, field, growing to the level of your ankles now. Building up as your awareness flows into your lower legs. Reaching your knees, your safe space growing further as you flow your awareness into your thighs, your upper legs. Reaching the level of your hips, your lower abdomen, your navel, your upper abdomen, your safe space gaining over to your diaphragm, over your chest, slowly and steadily creating a safe space around you, including all of your body that is under that protective field, including your arms, wherever you've placed them today. As your safe bubble, your safe field grows, flow your awareness into your throat, into your chin, at the level of your nose, your eyes, into your forehead, finally reaching the crown of your head, fully completing that protective field bubble over your head. Be aware of your whole body, completely safe within your space. Abide in that feeling of safety, your body within your space, within the boundaries that you set for yourself. The space where you decide what is allowed within these limits. And then connect to your breath. Feel the air flowing freely in and out of your nose. Observe your breath. Feel the power of your breath. You've already used that power at the beginning of class, when you chose to blow away some of the events of your day. Now observe your breath as it unfolds and feel its power as you breathe. There is no need to change the way you breathe. The power of your breath is inherent to its unfolding. Just as it is, your breath holds power. Notice that for a few moments now, as you watch your breath unfold. now as you breathe in, as your lungs inflate, your chest expands, your abdomen rises. Visualize your safe bubble, your safe field becoming stronger. With every powerful breath that you take, every innately powerful breath you take, picture your safe bubble, your safe field, your boundaries becoming stronger, clearer, firmer, more assured. Your will to choose what is allowed, growing stronger with it. And now with every out-breath, picture your strong, safe boundaries growing further and further out. Your safe space expanding around you to include more and more space. Your space growing out until you reach a distance that feels right to you, until you can feel fully safe, until you can feel that your space, your boundaries are preserved. In this sense of certain safety, I will now say some affirmations, and if they resonate with you, repeat them to yourself after me. I am safe. I have healthy boundaries with the world outside of me. I have healthy boundaries to protect me. I have healthy boundaries within me. I respect my own boundaries. I decide what I allow within my space. I am the only one who gets to decide what I accept within my space. I communicate with others when they are not welcome in my space. I do this out of respect for others. I do this out of respect for myself. I respect my own self. I have the right to respect myself. I have the duty to respect myself. My actions and words reflect my self-respect. My actions and words reflect my self-compassion. My actions and words reflect my self-care. My actions and words reflect the love I have for my own true self. The love I truly deserve. Now, gently bring your intention back to your conscious mind. The same message of motivation, whether worded or not, that you've crafted at the beginning of practice, and repeat it to yourself 3 times. And then for a short moment now, let your mind be free. Let it do what it wants to do. Let it think, let it feel, or if it wants to be still, let it be still. And as this practice now comes to an end, gently deepen your breath. With your eyes still closed, visualize the room where you're practicing. You're right here in your space, practicing deep relaxation. And then see yourself in that room. Picture yourself as you are, the position in which you chose to practice, on your yoga mat, on your sofa, on your bed. Picture the pillows, the blanket that you're using to feel comfortable and safe. Take a moment to feel grounded. One more time, sense your body in contact with your support. Briefly scan through your body from your toes to your head, noticing all the parts of your body that are in contact with your support. becoming more and more present, more and more aware. Gently doing some small movements in your hands, your feet. Be aware of the movement in your body, the energy flowing throughout your body again. And when you're ready, you can roll onto your preferred side or bring your knees to your chest and roll side to side. Before finally lifting yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. And when you get there, take a moment. Let your body settle. Feel the energy flowing up and down your body. Take your time to get back to your present environment, to your present space. If you'd like to join me in closing class today, you can bring your hands to your heart. May your safe space lead you to calm and restful nights of sleep. Thank you. Thank you for your presence in this class today, and thank you for your commitment to yourself. Namaste.